with just one game ahead to be at the World Final where you, as his brother, you were last year. I mean, it has to be a huge situation for the whole family, you know, back then. So, I mean, pretty amazing. We see the players almost ready.
Look at that smile.
Final.
Just look at that smile. You can see that he's trying to contain himself, but he can barely keep it together. He's looking over at Good Games and he's thinking, is this really happening? Am I really here? I'm in my first ever final. We have to remember, he's making a debut at this stage. He's the youngest player.
Unbelievable. Really unbelievable. The bloodline is strong in that family in terms of eFootball talent, but we haven't had a chance yet so far to talk about Gu and his new hair. It's amazing.
This aura 100%. Pure. We said this morning is that that means something.
Maximum
You
aura.
come for the win if you dress like that.
Exactly.
So now, I mean, he has to be super motivated, no? Leaving behind Rentao that you weren't able last year. Having the final someone with, you know, he has not that much experience. Is like, this is mine. No, I'm sure in his mind he's thinking, this is my opportunity right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing is kind of overcoming his demons.
That's it.
Having lost to the World Final.
That
would have stung. Losing the World Final last year to Rentao, that would have haunted him for a while. I think he can forget about that now and look forwards.
Well, speaking of looking forwards, he is certainly looking to make a grand entrance through the tunnel here. So why don't we hand you then over to the two guys for the first grand final of the day for mobile. It's going to be Jxmxrn against Good Games.
For the last time today, these two emerge from the tunnel. Here at Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dreams, we will see one dream come true. One of these two men from the continent of Asia will represent the Red Devils at the World Finals in Asia, in Tokyo, in July. Last year, Gu came agonizingly close, was one game away from entering this season as the reigning world champion, was runner-up then. Now the man who stands in his way is 14-year-old Jxmxrn. An amazing story.
Behind it's unbelievable.
What can you say?
I mean, that's life. No, I think especially at that age, you have no things to be worried about. You have no things to be concerned about. You know, trash talk between players, rivalities. You just go there, put your gameplay on the phone and prove it. What you prove from home, no? So that's simply unbelievable. No? That's where you find out the new challenging opportunities for the young ones and for the veterans as well. Because, Gu is just 21 years old, but compared to Jxmxrn, it's a different story in terms of experience. So we'll see. Grand final, best of one. Winner takes all right now. In case we draw, we're gonna jump into extra time, and if not, nothing is decided, penalty shootout, and that's simply unbelievable.
Yeah, very well highlighted, Alex. It is knockout football rules from now on. Our final two games of the stream will indeed feature extra time and penalties. It was a long time, a few hours ago, since these two last matched up at the top of the stream. These two were the show opener here at Old Trafford. It ended 2-1 to the 14-year-old Jxmxrn in that particular contest. There's been a little bit of time since Gu secured his place in the final for him to reflect and maybe reassess the game plan here against his opponents. It's so tantalizing. It's up for grabs for both of these two men.
I see a scenario which, if Good Games still with the same formation, the 4 center backs, he will still having a hard time to defend against Jxmxrn. But the thing is, like, he will be as sharp in front of the goal as he wasn't during the whole group stage. That will be the key, no? Because as we remember, for people at home, on group stage, the first game between these two was 2-0 at the halftime for the man from Thailand, and then the second half was obviously dominated by Good Games. But quite late, not as strong as his opponent. So that's the point, no? Approach your timings where you are stronger than your opponent, scoring your chances. But the thing is so fun to watch, no? These two different scenarios for this fantastic player, and only one will lift that wonderful trophy that split then into the stage. And we see formation, same formation for Good Games for center back 4-2-2-2, and the 5 center back for the man from Thailand, Jxmxrn. That have a chance, Harry. Think about it. 14 years old, you get into the World Finals. I mean, not life change, but I'm sure thousands of opportunity will be open for this young guy in terms of potential pro contracts and way more opportunities, no? And especially in such a strong country in terms of eFootball, which is Thailand, either on console and mobile.
We'll be joining some very storied names as some of the youngest competitors to make a World Finals appearance. We're talking, of course, Austri Butch's brother, of course, Zico, only one Zico.
Yep.
Etorito, they have both gone on to, after featuring at a World Finals at a young age, sub-17, have gone on to have pro careers. What is in store for the career of Jxmxrn, 14 years old, up against the 21-year-old Gu 38 Games? It is the grand final of the mobile platform here at Old Trafford to find out who will represent Manchester United at the eFootball Championship 2025 World Finals.
And we see now Good Games on possession, Harry. Things matters, and those details, the first score will be a great impact into the match. And now the chance into the box. Kobe Maino, still the rebound.
Whoa.
It's Good Games. Joro finally clearing the ball for Jxmxrn.
It is Jxmxrn in the home strip, having to defend here early into the first half. It was completely different when these two met in the group stages. It was Gu having to defend for
at the
large
nerves.
periods of the first half.
Nerves, Harry. Those misclick passes. Good Games has to have a great job running back with the midfielders. But now the mistakes, you see, looking for Bruno Fernandes, a great deflected and tackled by Lisandro Martinez.
Kobe Maino here now for Gu. He started the game strongly. Luke Shaw trying to join the attack. Oh, that's an early ball towards Højlund. Connection not quite there on that occasion, but good heads-up idea.
Seems that Gu has learned from before. Not that big superiority. I will say completely equal this start of the game from between these two in the grand final.
Of course, here at the Manchester United Club Event Finals, Gu
Nice one.
was the only one to win a club event finals last year across both mobile and console. He was the Inter Milan club event champion last year, so he knows what it takes to get this done.
Block.
Good defending.
Yeah, especially Gu having a lot of people there. That is easy to deflect. The face shot! Trying to open the space for that finishing of Jxmxrn. Jxmxrn, which is trying, and now the chance, the possession for Good Games, taking more time to build up his play. Now, Luke Shaw predicting, but losing quickly the ball. 10 minutes left, Harry.
Yeah, the first half flying by, disappearing like a flash in front of our eyes. Mainu trying to knock it towards Højlund. Oh, that's really risky from Gu.
Yeah, that's the point on mobile, on everywhere. No, in eFootball, it's like how much you will risk to take advantage for, potentially conceding a goal that will be a KO. So that's the thing at this level. No, if you play really conservative, maybe you don't create anything.
Smartly done by Gu, all the way back to the goalkeeper. Attacking down this left side now is Luke Shaw. Who can he find? Kobe Mainu with the 1-2. That's really nice. Right at the stroke of half-time. The cross cleared away, and the referee says first half over and done with. Not a single shot on target.
I love that one. That last one from the back. A lot of combination from Go Games. Joining the attack from the left-hand side with Luke Shaw for that standing cross that sometimes is unpredictable and almost in. Second half kickoff for Go Games.
Exactly as you called it. Go will attack the right-hand goal here in the second half. Jxmxrn will attack the other side, of course. Has to defend his goal first. Go with the patience here. Casemiro. Really quick, zippy passes here by the Japanese. Luke Shaw inside to Mainu. Joshua Jxmxrn. Oh, nice. That's really nice. And it's the opening goal. It's Go-san again, striking in the final of a club event. 1-0.
And that's the celebration from someone who has the lead, in the grand final. That three, it becomes perfect at this stage. Fake shot before control. Jxmxrn putting the shot into the net. Impossible to defend from Jxmxrn. And this time, for first in the day, is the Japanese. Go Games leading over Jxmxrn, and now has to react. So we'll see. Kick off for him.
Well, the 14-year-old facing some adversity here in the grand final. Hasn't had too many spells of attack to look for. And I think that one is a bit of a miss kick. No reward following the opportunity from the kickoff.
Playing Shaw. Go Games trying to open the pressure and the formation of Jxmxrn. Now look at the run, Diallo. Look at the speed. Holland, Jxmxrn going back to Rasmus Holland. The pass back to Amad Diallo. Even missing the interception with the matchup. He's regaining the ball, Jxmxrn. Which now the run is he was going along.
You can see the nerves from both sides.
He's maybe too much used to pass, and doesn't see the action.
Difficult angle to try and feed that one through to Højlund, but this game is incredibly open.
Nice one. The fake shot, the extra pass, Jxmxrn! Great block, great defended by Go Games.
Well done, you can see the cursor come across and just block that lane. Kobbie Mainoo now for Go Games. 20 minutes from another trip to the World Finals.
Nice ball, eh?
Højlund into the
second
box.
one,
the touch lets him down.
Yeah, that control. It went too far. Substitution time, 20 minutes 15 left on this grand final on the mobile platform. You know, guys, it goes quickly, yes. But look at the level. We'll see if there is something else for Jxmxrn or for Go Games to securing the victory and the spot into the World Finals. Come on, Harry. It's almost the end of the mobile platform. We'll see goals, drama, a goal. Just a goal will put this into the extra time. But, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy. 5 center backs now for Go Games. Trying to secure in the win.
Not opposed to using this type of tactic. I still remember famously last year at the Inter-Club event finals, we were questioning how he was able to get so much attack out of his 5 at the back formation. Obviously a different club, different personnel, different year even in this season's competition. But 5 at the back should shore things up for him. The 14-year-old Jxmxrn, who no doubt has won over hearts all over the world watching this club event finals, will have a tricky time breaking down that defence. Wins the ball back though, 15 minutes to go.
We'll see. Well, but the thing is, like, look how fast the defenders of Go Games goes back and establish a nice position. Look at that through ball. Mason Mount. It's Jxmxrn. No rebound for him. He's still on.
Maybe. No. Straight out of Nana.
Calma. It says Go Games with his hand. He knows how important it was to save that one. 10 minutes left. Still leading. Still getting closer to win the Manchester United Club event finals and represent Manchester United at the World Finals lately this summer.
It's going the right way for him. He's won the ball back here with Hoyland as well. And everything is going
extra
his
action,
way.
Harry. 1-2.
Now,
No time for more.
Is there a chance for the 14-year-old to try and get things going in his favour here? 2 minutes left, but it is Gu who is offside, so maybe one
long
more.
ball, win the header, and plays on. We'll see.
It has to be now.
He needs to win the header.
Let's see what happens here. Kobbie Mainoo against Maguire. That's a difficult matchup to win. It will go over the halfway line. Mason Mount's dispossessed, and Gu will feature in back-to-back eFootball Mobile World Finals. He is your Manchester United club event champion.
Huge congratulations, good games. He will represent the team into the World Finals in Japan. First Japanese to make it into the mobile platform. Securing the spot there. Good job. Great recovery after having a hard time to go through the final. And with that vendetta over his fellow opponent, the Jxmxrn, 14 years old, with sadly this competition comes to an end for him. Second position. He has to be really, really proud because he showed everyone he's capable of everything, Harry.
Just an unreal campaign from a 14-year-old to come across the world to qualify to this stage. There you have 2024's grand finalists showing appreciation to each other. All the mobile finalists here at Manchester United have been, I mean, any one of them could have won on any given day. This day, though, belongs to Gu Games.
Huge congratulations. He managed so well, Harry, to play from 4 defenders to play 5 defenders when he needed, when he was leading. Understand how to play against 5 centre-backs. And wonderful play. Congratulations. He stopped all the powers that Jxmxrn has during the whole competition into the grand final. He learned from before, so chapeau, as we say in Spanish, and congratulations for the Gu Games.
It was so different. This was the difference maker in the end, the goal that sealed the ticket to Tokyo. It's not a plane ticket, it'll be a Shinkansen ticket, I imagine, a bullet train ticket for him, knowing that he is, of course, a Japanese resident, but that's the difference. It looked like a completely different story. If you remember when we opened the show, it was all one-way traffic in the first half, as you pointed out, Alex, for Jxmxrn. But Gu just seems ready. He came out of the blocks so fast, and by the time I think Jxmxrn kind of noticed, Gu was already in the lead, and then he couldn't steady himself.
Now, we said many times in the club even format, I was like, being so solid the group stage doesn't secure anything at the end of the day. You know, you need to prove it once again to the grand final. Maybe that break for Jxmxrn from his last match till the grand final made him, you know, uncomfortable, getting more nerves.
It was a long time. Yeah, it was a long time.
But the reality at the end of the day is that Gu Games has learned enough from game 1 to game 6 to become the champion, and that's the reality in esports. You know, you need to keep learning, having the feedback from the previous game to make you better for the next one. That will make the difference between a champion and not. And good job. He's proving he's coming from everything, and maybe it wasn't a casualty that runner-up at the World Final last year.
Yep, there you go. Rei Noguchi, mobile champion of Manchester United. It's got a nice ring to it.
That sounds
It
amazing.
does indeed. Well, I tell you what, guys, I'm curious to know, because you pointed out that the difference maker for this one was the obvious goal that went in the favour of Gu Games, but potentially it also had to do with Gu learning from that first match that he played against the young Taiman. But what is it specifically, do you think, that he changed, that he adapted to his game that actually allowed him to come out on top in this
Especially, he was protecting himself way more in those runs that Jxmxrn prepared for the fullbacks. You know, he was running back with his midfielders just not to suffer that much from that action, because we saw that in the first match, Jxmxrn was dominating, doing whatever he wanted, no? Especially in that part of the game. From that, probably he was the only one who stopped Jxmxrn during the whole day. No, Rentao didn't find any solution. and it was in the grand final where good games with Anil, just a solitary goal was enough to make him as a champion, becoming his champion, and that's the thing, no? I really show the games in eFootball Mobile, just 6 minutes games, being just one game ahead, and probably those details, those tactically maybe putting some marking on some specific players, protecting yourself rather than going for the goal, maybe was the key for Radio.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that's why the goal came so late, didn't it, as well? It came deep into the second half. And
Yeah,
also,
exactly.
I imagine that's why knowledge and experience and know-how actually can tip the scales, because we are talking about somebody who has played not just at this level, but actually was in the final of the World Finals.
Yep.